Okay, so this video I'm going to show you how to convert percent into decimal. So my introduction to percentage video, you have seen that percent means for 100 or out of 100, and of course we have two options. If we see this symbol, this is the percentage symbol, either we divide by 100 or we move the decimal to the left. We can find, if we can find out, for example, this one has a decimal, this one doesn't have a decimal, this one doesn't have a decimal. So if you can find out there is a decimal, right, we can just play with it. We just move it. When you divide, it gets smaller. So definitely you're going to go to the left. Okay. So let us figure out. Let us do the first problem here, right? So again, we are looking for decimal. So I think best approach is going to be here. Move the decimal. So number one doesn't have a decimal. Okay. So again, any decimal point should be, if it is not visible, it should be after the number. As you see, that should be the 2 point. Okay, 2 point. So now we know the decimal is after the number. It's not before the number. Some students make mistake. Actually, it's after the number. So then of course we're moving to the left, 2 to the left, 1 2 to the left. Some of you say, why we're moving 2 to the left? Because it's out of 100. So remember, it's out of 100, out of 100. Okay, out of 100. And of course, if you look into that 0.02, this is the 10th place and this is the 100th place. So we say 200th. Okay, so well, we can put down 0.02 and we read it. We read it like this: 10th 100. So 200th is the same as 2%, 200th. Okay, so that's how you convert to decimal. Or again, you can do like that: 2 out of 100 and reduce and do a long division. Okay, and it's going to give you the same thing, 0.02. So you go for any way you want. Okay, all right, let's do the next one. So next one is 2.5%. Wow, this is better actually. So this one we see the decimal, so we're going to move it 1 2 to the left actually. Okay, so it's going to give us 0.025. okay, 0.025. And how do you read it? Tenth, this is 10th, this is 100th, this is 1000th. So we say 25,000th. Okay, that's how we read it. There is no whole number, so we can say 0 and 25,000th. Okay, or again you can divide it and you do the long division. I think some of you won't like that. Okay, all right, let's do the next one here. We have two more here. Okay, let's go over those here. Okay, so 5/6. Wow, this time we don't really have a decimal. So is there any way we can have a decimal? 5 out of 6. So we need to convert it as a decimal, or we actually have to divide by 100. Well, let's take a look at a couple of approach. So 5/6. Now division means you divide by 100. Divide by 100. Okay. Now, how do you divide by 100? If there is no number below, we can put over 1. Any whole number can be divisible by 1. Still, the value of the whole number is going to be intact. Okay, so we can do that. So the rule is basically keep, change, flip. So basically we do here 5/6 times to multiplication, change it to multiplication. 1 goes up, 100 goes down. Okay, so then of course we simplify by using the divisibility rule or prime factorization. Okay, so clearly I see 5 can go to 20. In other words, 100 is divided by 5 is 20. So clearly I see 1 out of 120. 120. Then we have to divide it, the long division. Let me show you one long division, how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to have 120 on the left side and 1 inside. Again, I want to make sure you understand this. This is my divisor. This is my divisor. This is my divisor. Oops, let me put down here divisor. And this is my dividend. dividend. Okay, so divisor always goes outside and 1 inside. So wait a minute, so how we do this? Actually 120 doesn't go to 1, so we can have a decimal here so that I can have a 0 there, right? Okay, but 120 still doesn't go to 10, so what should we do? We have to put a 0 on the quotient so we can have a 0 down here. Okay, so still 100 is less than 120, so we can't do that. So we have to actually put down another 0 on the quotient. Okay, so we have to put another 0 on the quotient so we can have a 0 down here. So now we have 1,000, as you clearly see, right? Now 120 goes to 1,000. If you do the trial and error, it's going to go at least 8 times. Okay, so 8 times 0 is 0, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9, so 960. Okay, 960. So what is the remaining here is basically 0, 4, 40. $1,000 take away 960 is $40. Okay, so now by rule we can actually drop down 1 0 without putting any you know, 0 or number up there. Okay, so I can have a 0 here. Actually I can have a 0 by default. Okay, well, we need decimal, but we already have a decimal, so we are not going to put any other. So 120 goes to, another word, 400 divided by 120, it goes 3 times maximum. Okay, 3 times. So I'm going to put down those. Well, this is going to be red color, you know, this is the quotient we are working, and you can add 0 up here too. So it's going to be basically, well, if you do 3 times 0 is 3, sorry, 3 times 0 is 0, my apology, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3, 360. Look, it's going to be keep going on and on. You see, 40 is going to keep going on and on. So we don't want any more further. So you already have our decimal. Okay, we already have our decimal. So 5 over 6 percentage is equal to 0.0083. That is how we find out this one actually. Okay, now some of you can convert 5 over 6 first as a decimal. Let me show you actually that would be okay or not. I'm gonna erase this. I think you have it already. Okay, I'm gonna erase this. Okay, then let's see the other way is easier or not. Okay, so 5 over 6, so 6 and 5 is inside. 6 doesn't go to 5, we need to have a decimal up there, so 0. Okay, 6 goes to 8 times, which is 48, 2, and we can have a 0. 6 goes to 3 times, which is 18, 2, and notice that is going to be just repetition. Okay, so this is basically saying that is instead of 5 over 6, I'm going to use this color. Instead of 5 over 6, I can actually put down this as a percentage. Okay, once I can do that, right, I can have my answer. For example, 0.833 percentage you just move the decimal 2 to the left, 1, 2 to the left. So guess what you get? 0.0083. That's exactly the same we found. I think this way is better actually instead of doing the other way. Okay, so I think this is the best way. All right, and well, whatever you like. So again, we need to have a 0 here, and of course you carry this 0 here. That's why this 2 0 coming here. Okay, because we are moving 2 to the left. Okay, 2 to the left, so we must fill this as a 0, so we get our answer. You see the point, right? Okay, good. Let's take a look on the next one, which is the last one here, right? Okay, so last one is here. Same way. Well, this is a mixed fraction. So how do you do the mixed fraction? Is do the same thing basically. Try to convert to decimal. I think that's the first thing, that's the best thing you want to do actually, instead of doing the multiplication, you know, division with a divide by 100. So, well, we cannot convert into percentage, decimal, unless we convert this into a decimal. So look, this is going to be easier. If you have a whole number. I think this is the best way actually. Have 3.25. Tell me. Well, 5 and 2. 5 doesn't go to 2. Have a 0 and 4. So which is 20. It's 0.4. 0.4. 3.4, guys. So 2/5 is 0.4, and you bring down 3 and 3.4, and that is going to be the percentage. Now we can actually work it out with the easy way. Move decimal 2 to the left. So it's going to be 0.034 as the answer for this one. You see, it's beautiful, right? Okay, I think best thing, you convert into decimal, then play with the decimal, and your answer is there, is done. Okay, that's how you do this problem. Okay, so in this video you will learn not only actually convert into a decimal, you learn long division, you learn how to deal with the percentage symbol, you learn how to convert mixed fraction into decimal, and many info, right? I hope you like it. Thank you so much.